Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria. I hope you guys are having an awesome Easter weekend. If you're on the road, I hope you're wearing a seatbelt and safe travels to you. If you're at home doing absolutely nothing like I am, I hope you enjoy your weekend. So in today's video, I have a special guest. My daughter Shimesha will be with me in this video. Shime, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Shimesha. My favorite
Your favorite cat?
my favorite color is blue.
So this is Shimesha. Apparently she cannot even introduce herself properly. She is my oldest daughter. She is 17 years old. Okay, she said I must not mention her age, but anyway, so yeah, she's my oldest, and today we'll just be catching up and talking. Not catching up, we live together, but we'll be chatting. We'll be chatting a little about what it's like to be a Christian for me as a mother or an adult, and then for her. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, anyway, so Shime, you are a Christian, right?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to become a Christian?
Well, I didn't have much of a choice. You raised me when I was born. Boom, you're
Wow, okay. So it wasn't like a choice that you made for yourself.
No.
Any regrets?
No. Not at all.
Oh, okay. Then you should say something like, well, you are such an awesome mom. You really made me to be a Christian or something. Make it sound as nice, almost like I took you and put you in the den and forced you. You are going to be a Christian. I grew up singing. I grew up going to church, and for the longest time I thought I was a Christian, but I wasn't really a Christian. I was just living with Christians, I think. Lukewarm Christian, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Okay, I was a lukewarm Christian because I was doing my prayers, living
the world at the same time.
Oh, so I was a lukewarm Christian.
That's what they're called.
Yeah, but it sounds pretty cool. It's like, hi, I'm Gloria. I'm a lukewarm Christian.
No, it's nothing to be proud.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
So I grew up in church, and that's sort of like how I became a Christian. And after I met my husband, that man really, I can't say he changed my life because people don't change people, but after I met him, he was like a better Christian than I was. And
yeah,
is he a better Christian than I am?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
He is.
Okay, so my husband is a better Christian than I am, and he just really sort of helped me get to a better place in my Christian life. He inspired me to become better, a better Christian. Yeah. Anyway, so
same for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Papa helped you become a better Christian?
Yes.
Wow, I chose well, huh? As Christians, we are expected to go out and preach the gospel, not only to people that need it, but to everybody. So how do you deal with it? Like I have a problem. I have trouble preaching the gospel to people because I'm always like, oh my goodness, like when you speak to somebody that you don't know, for example, you get these crazy people who just like using these crazy words. So you already know that this person may probably not be a Christian, right? And so approaching them and speaking to them about the gospel becomes a challenge because you're like, the moment you just open your mouth, they're just like, here we go again. So how do you deal with that? Does that ever happen to you?
Well, if you're going to speak to someone about God, you should be expecting them to have a reaction.
Right.
You shouldn't expect them to be like, oh my gosh, wow, you've changed my life.
Okay, so we should expect both good and bad.
You should just be prepared for whatever.
Okay. Does that ever happen to you? Like, do you ever talk to people and then they're like...
like 99% of the time, they're rude or whatever, but we just gotta keep on going.
Okay.
There's a verse in the Bible that says, if the world hated you, keep in mind that it hated me first. So when I every time something like that happens to me, I just go back on that verse and remember that sometimes people might not react the way we want them to, but we gotta keep on moving.
Well, that is actually smart. It is a good way to remind yourself and to keep going. For some reason, for me, it has been just such a challenge. I came here and I started like a whole new life. This means like meeting new people, making new friends and stuff like that. And not everybody believes in the same kind of things that I believe in.
Especially here.
Yeah, especially here. People believe in all kinds of things, and I respect that, but it just makes it a bit of a challenge for me to be able to approach people and speak about that. But I need to do better. My goals for this year were to get closer to God, and not only for me, but I also want people to get to a point where they don't just want to hear the gospel, but they want to do the most and go out and preach the gospel.
Well, you're not going to like get comfortable right away. You have to kind of get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
And
there's just something about that comfort zone that just keeps saying
you need to leave.
So as Christians, most of the time, we like looking at what non-believers are doing wrong. We always like pinpointing, Michael is not a believer because, he's always drinking, he's always having this girlfriend and that girlfriend, he's always doing A, B, and C. We like pointing out like non-believers, sinners, or their mistakes. And we never, when Christians do it, we look at it as, he is sinning gracefully or whatever. It's like you are sinning, but you're in Christ, so you can be forgiven, kind of thing. I don't know if you get what I mean. Yeah. How do you deal with it, like when other Christians are not behaving the way that they should be behaving? Or even yourself, like when you lied to me that you did the dishes while you didn't do them. Anyway,
a lot of Christians like to point out other people's mistakes and forget that they sin as well.
Right.
And that's kind of being hypocritical.
I don't want to say that we think we're better than them, but our actions, although we will not admit
sometimes we do.
Yeah.
We act
like we're better than them, right?
Yes.
We act like we're better than non-believers, but in the eyes of God, we are all the same.
The
only difference is we as
believe
Christians,
and they don't.
I cannot say whether they have their own private session with God or not, but we like to assume that they do not have time alone with God and we do, so we are better than them, which is very wrong. How should we as believers behave when we are around non-believers, or how should we treat them?
We should treat them like any normal person. When we're around non-believers, we don't always talk about religion or any of that stuff.
That is
for me, like at school when I'm around my friends, I probably only talk about God like once, and if they say no, then that's that. I say what I have to say or what I think I have to say, but we don't talk about that all day.
People expect Christians to be speaking about God all the time. But we are cool people. We don't just talk about God stuff. We talk about dogs and wrestling and
chocolate.
Okay, no, I don't talk about food.
Yes, you do.
Anyway, like we talk about all kinds of other stuff. So a lot of times people think that when you're a Christian or when you're a believer, that's all you do. You just talk about God this, God that. Oh my God, woo, God, Jesus.
I used
like
to
that's
think
always
that too.
Yeah, but there is more. Like I'm speaking for myself. Like you speak about God when the opportunity presents itself.
Mm-hmm.
If there is some kind of wavering, or if you sense like this is like the time, and then you take advantage of that. But we are cool people. We talk about other things as well, not just God stuff. But a lot of times people who don't believe, why do I keep saying a lot of times? Like this keeps happening to me. Okay, sometimes it's better. Sometimes people do not want to have conversations with non-believers or just hang around us, because they just assume we are only going to overlook them, we are going to convince them to become born again or whatever. But that is not always the case. Being born again is a choice that you make on your own. Like when I made the choice to become born again, at first it wasn't a choice, it's just something that I grew up knowing. And with time, as I started getting closer to God, spending that personal time with God, it started becoming something that I wanted to do for myself, something that I wanted to do because I enjoy doing it. It fulfills me in so many ways, and it's just something that I wanted to do, that I still want to do. Like the way that you feel when you become a true Christian, it's just like taking a breath of fresh air. It's just it's such an amazing feeling, and you want other people to feel the same way. Apart from it being something that is expected of us as Christians, you just want people to experience the same thing. What is the weirdest thing that people have said to you when you try to speak to them about God?
Stop forcing your religion on me. You can literally walk up to someone and say Jesus loves you.
But I don't know why they see it as forcing. It's like when they speak about other things, like, oh, the sky is blue, I don't tell people, oh no, don't force me what to believe in, don't tell me what you think, but whenever you just speak about God, it's like people just get so defensive. There's like this shield that they put up in front of them and like, no, don't talk to me, I'm not listening to you. Like, I don't know what it is. I think like the weirdest thing that somebody has ever said to me when I tried to speak about God to them was, honestly, I just don't believe in God. I don't believe in all of those things that you believe in. No offense, but I just don't believe in things like that.
That's the weirdest.
Yeah, to me it was so unexpected because it came from somebody really close to me. And it was just something that really blew me off, that I did not expect. Up until now, I just don't know how to speak to this person and just make them want to make the choice to just give it a try at the very least. And I've noticed that a lot of people that say that God does not exist, people say these things when they are hurt, like they've lost somebody.
They
or
blame
something.
God
Yeah.
for the bad things that happen in their life, but never give him credit for
Funny
the
thing,
good things.
that's right. It's like people never say, oh my goodness, I got this job, thank God.
you, God.
They say thank God for the sake of saying thank God, but they don't truly mean,
they don't
God,
even
you
think
are
about
so
it
good.
that
You
way.
get they don't think about it that way. Funny thing, I haven't had anybody that have truly seeked God and served him, with an open heart, and at the end they just discovered that, God, I have searched for you, I have looked for you, I prayed, I wanted to meet you for 10 years, I stayed faithful to you, but you are really not real, you don't exist, you never showed up. I've never had anything like that, and I just feel like people should just be willing, and they should have an open mind and heart,
but
to just hearing and just trying to also look for God for themselves. A lot of times people think like being a Christian is displaying this perfect life, like you don't sin, you don't do this, you don't do that to other people, but really when you look at it, being a true Christian has got nothing to do with what people see. It is more of what you do. Being a Christian is who you are, what you do when you are all by yourself, without anybody's opinion, without anybody's eye. That is who you are. That is who you are.
I have a question for you. Do you think it's important to be spiritually active?
Yeah.
As a Christian?
Yeah, like a lot of times people who are Christians, they just go to church. They feel like, okay, this is how I grew up. I grew up in this church. Excuse me. I grew up in this church, and all we did was just go to church. Like on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's choir rehearsal. We go there. We have like a 30 minutes or 15 minutes Bible study that you don't really listen to, because you're on your phone and talking to Shima. You haven't seen each other, so you're updating each other and looking at who's hair and laughing and whatever, so you don't really do this Bible study. When you go back home, you don't reflect back on what was shared. And then on Sunday you go to church, and then it's like boom.
Same
After
story.
same thing happens.
But on Sunday, you're a whole different person.
Yeah, at the church.
At the church.
I'm a whole
Once
different-
you leave church,
Yeah,
you go.
I kid you not. Like, I used to come out of church and then I would go straight to drinking after church.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
remember. That was
Okay,
silly.
I am still a great mom. Anyway, but I don't condone those kind of behaviors. Anyway, it's like because I didn't have an active Christian life, there was really nothing happening. I feel like most of my engagement in the church and the choir was just to be around other people. I just liked what we were doing together, you know, the singing
fun,
and the going out, being surrounded by other people. Because we go to church and pray, I sort of like felt like I was being an active Christian, but I wasn't really, because in my alone time I didn't do anything. So because of that, I didn't cultivate for myself. Nothing was happening to me until I started making time for myself to really be with God and get to know Him. That's when things started changing for me. That's when I started having questions like, oh, why do we do this and why not this? That's when I started seeing that some of the things that I wasn't doing weren't really good things. So I still struggle with some things, but you know, Christianity is a journey. You change as you go and you grow as you go.
And you can only change if you want to and you put in the effort. What?
I want to. Yeah, so having an active Christian life is definitely the only way that
Spiritual.
Having an active spiritual life is the best way to get even closer to God. Because if there is no activity, there is no moving forward. What do you want to say before we wrap this up?
Go read your Bible, kids.
Jimmy, there are people that are 35 and above on the other side of the screen. Like people that are even older than your mother.
Sorry.
Like people who were born in the 1860s.
What?
Anyway,
oh my gosh,
this
so
was just
silly.
something that I just wanted to do in the spirit of Easter. For us who are Christians, we believe in the crucifixion of Jesus and what
Crucifixion.
What did I say?
Crucifixion.
Okay, for those of us.
Don't cut that out.
No. Oh my goodness, these English kids are a problem. Anyway, for those of us who are Christian, we believe in the
crucifixion
of Jesus. That word. I'll do better in the next video.
Can we just take a second to appreciate my nails here? Come on, guys.
Jimmy. Anyway, so
yes. Period.
it's her first time getting a manicure.